that unit, you guys have always been really, really great. And it wasn't that it wasn't that you guys were pieces of shit and they were like, no, you can't do this, so we're, fuck you type of shit. They were always very willing to be on board and do stuff. It was just higher up was being like, no. So, but Drew's sitting there and Tyler goes, hey, Drew, do you need anything? And Drew goes, yeah, I need to lose a couple pounds. I need my wife not to yell at me so much and not be so mean. Could use a beer. He's just going on and on. And I'm sitting there. Oh, he's like, I need not to have a receding hairline, this and that. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, press record. If you press record on this is a perfect time for you guys to plug. Because I almost jumped in there. I was really nervous. I almost jumped in there and I was almost like, and that's why he takes TRT from HP Performance or whatever the fuck they're I'm like, that would have been so funny. That right there, plug the fucking TRT guys. I was like, and that's why he takes testosterone replacement therapy. Like,
I did think, so I'm not sure if I caught it right at the start of it or something, but I remember the first time you came into it was like you guys were talking about DC and the Diamond and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh yeah. So.
Brent kept looking. Brent at one point started looking over at me, and I will say they've been going pretty hot and heavy on the Squadcast where they have like a shitload of people in there because they have a guest over and the guest stays. But this current one that they did, the guest didn't stay because the guest was I think it was I actually don't know why. I don't want to misspeak. I don't remember why.
Yeah.
I think it was somebody involved. It was somebody heavily involved with the mafia. So I figure a guy like
That's what I remember hearing that.
Yeah. Probably was like, I don't really want to hang out because that sounds dangerous as shit, guys. I'm not going to stay in one place. So it was just, I came in, I was just like, is there a viewing area? And Drew was like, yeah, right there. And it was the casting. So you have the option of you can sit in the cuck chair or the casting couch. And I chose the casting couch, which coincidentally happened to be where I sat was the microphone that they've been having a fuckload of issues with.
Nice.
And
solid.
Drew beforehand looks at me and he goes, so what do you do on the civilian side? And I told him, and he goes, oh, okay, electronics. So when we start having that bug in our ear with the microphone, you're going to tell me why it does that, and then you're going to fix it. And I was like, I'm not that kind of electrical engineer. And Drew was like, you're close enough, so you're going to fix it. And so they started, and all of a sudden Drew gets up and is like lifting up his chair. He's gotten all his shit is like wrapped around his chair. And I'm like, fuck. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm going in there and helping him like feed the fucking headset through to like fix this shit. And then, so sitting there trying to figure it out and like isolate which microphone it is. We figured out it was the microphone I was sitting closest to, which was a problem before I got there. All right, it's not my fault. It was a problem before I got there, and magically the problem like disappeared. I re-listened to the stream. Only came in like once or twice, but as I did,
I didn't notice anything. If there was something.
As I did talk more, I didn't know there was no issues.
To be honest, I didn't know how long they were going to talk. They were talking for a long time.
So that was the other thing
and
too.
I like tuned into it like later on. I was like, oh my god, they're still fucking on and stuff. So, and then I saw your face. I was like,
so I was like, normally like these only go like 2 hours. There's been like one where I think the 4th of July special, Brent got shit-faced.
Sick.
And dressed up as George Washington. And he tried to fight this for the longest time, but he dressed up like George Washington, and for some reason, because of his beard, people were saying he looked like Osama Brent Laden.
That's so funny as shit, dude.
And I'm not saying that I saw it, but I think it would be a funny bit if they did a skit. So I was like, I think he should embrace the Osama bin Laden thing, and he should do a skit where, he needs to do a skit where he has this dream that he is Osama bin Laden, and he's in a cave, and like they need to find somebody who looks like Tim Kennedy. And Tim Kennedy will burst in and hunt him down and be chasing him. And, like, it'll be, like, right before, like, Tim's got him. And right before Tim's going to pull the trigger and fucking, Tim says some stupid fucking line, fucking Brent wakes up. Or like, maybe it's Tyler. Tyler's wife. And Tyler wakes up and he goes, oh, my God, honey, I had a horrible nightmare. Brent was Osama bin Laden. And we were in a cave hiding from Tim Kennedy because he knew about the pod, and Tim Kennedy had finally snapped, and they were in cahoots with the sergeant major of the army, and they sent Tim with Black Hawk helicopters in the night to hunt us.
Just him though, him.
And then Tyler's wife or Brent's girlfriend, whoever's gonna be having the nightmare, will roll over and she'll go, sweetheart, honey, none of that's real. Sounds like you need, and then pulls out the 5-pound bag of first responder coffee. Sounds like you need some first responder coffee, company coffee.
You sound like you should just be like the ad guy for that podcast and stuff. Like write some stupid ass things and stuff that, and then be like, hey, I got a couple ideas. If you want to do it, sure, that'd be cool. And stuff that. But if not, then oh well. It's
that's the thing though, is that like
it's not a bad idea. You know,
they did
if they get that, you know, boost an advertisement for them and all that shit. So just saying.
So part shit box, part truck, all debt.
I don't know. I think the shit box is doing great.
Now that's running.
It's running.
I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, everyone heard it run on the last
multiple fucking times, and
I totally didn't do anything to it. And it was totally perfectly fine.
Merlin was like, "We're gonna die," and I was like, "Probably, but at least we'll be killed by the one thing out of all the things that I have that could kill me.
We're just gonna go EP. That's all.
That's like this is like the best thing to die from. Like you're gonna wake up and Dale Earnhardt's gonna be like, "Hey man, we've been waiting for you for a long time. Come up all over here.
What's up there, brother?
Oh my God,
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
God, wow.
Macho Man. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Nah, you don't want to look over there, man. It's real bad. Just come with me real quick.
Oh, okay,
got some fellas who want to meet you.
Hop on this crazy train. Ozzy? No way.
Dude, he's the conductor. Yeah. He's sitting there. He's like, Sharon! Come wipe my ass!
Stay on that topic because that's also a really crazy thing too, because we all kind of live away from hometowns and stuff like that, unless some people actually live in their hometowns, still work in their hometown, so it's perfect fine, super cool.
Yeah, I call those people losers.
So you know, varsity, I could have gone D1. So anywho, it's kind of crazy seeing like some people that you grew up with and stuff like that, remember hanging out with them, leave for about like fucking 10 years, come back and you see them, you're like, whoa, what the fuck and stuff like that. Dude, my favorite thing is seeing them fat. Like when the people that used to be all good looking, you know, shredded and all that stuff, and now they're fat and nasty and stuff. It's awesome.
Their lives are fucked up.
And then I come by, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking jacked, dude. It's just huge and everything like that, and like whole different appearance and stuff. It's awesome. I love that shit, man.
So it was actually funny. We got a talk. His prior enlisted guy in our program, and he was like at Riddle, and he was like, "Hey, when you go home for Thanksgiving," it was right before Thanksgiving break. He was like, "When you guys go home, don't hang out with your stupid, lame loser friends because they're gonna be smoking dope and drinking and DUIs and shit, and getting girls pregnant.
He'd say this is a prior enlisted guy.
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
problem.
it probably happened to him. That's
Yeah,
probably why.
yeah. So he was
I
trying
was gonna
to
say that's what the DIs would tell us too. They're
Yes.
like, when you go back, you better not fucking do this, blah,
Yes.
blah, and all that shit and stuff. And then, you know, when you're at like, well, now the whole entire system's different, but from MCT and all that shit and doing all that bullshit, and then like they tell you not to like go back and do that shit because, you know, the zero tolerance kind of fucks you over hardcore on
Yeah.
it. So, you know, why the fuck would you even risk it?
and that's essentially what his spiel was. And I did hang out with some friends for a little while, but I did the more the military culture like absorbs you and then it's in. And then I decided to go into the fucking like be a part timer and then be like, all right, back to work on Monday, like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah,
So-
flipping that switch was very tough because it kind of almost ruins a lot of your leave time because it happened to me multiple times where you go home and you're like, oh man, you know, try and get back to that same
See
rhythm
family.
of like, yeah, BC.
See my high school
yeah,
sweetheart.
family, wow. And then you can't really get into the mood of like being happy and all that shit because you're like, fuck, I gotta go back in like 24 hours and stuff. You're already like, you know, military kind of gives you a little bit better at time management. Some people will still fuck off on that, but some people, they get better with time management and they understand that.
I haven't gotten better. He's talking about me. I haven't gotten better.
But you know, it kind of fucks you up a little bit and stuff. But nah, you know, hearsay.
No, yeah, no, I 100% agree. It's because, and you also go back, and I remember I did, the one time I went back, and I had somebody who I allegedly went to high school with, ambushed me in the pharmacy while I was trying to get meds for my dad. And he was like, I don't even remember this kid's fucking name. He was like, hey, it's Tyler, or it's Zach, or whatever. And I was like, hi. I see your name tag says that. Who the fuck are you? And he goes, we had insert whatever fucking class. I couldn't even remember what class it was. This is probably like 10 years after.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I am really sorry. I have no idea who you are. And you would have thought, like, after that, dude would have been like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
He just goes, no, your name is right here on the prescription. These are, and I'm like, no, my dad and I have, no. I'm like, yeah, no. And he was like, we went to high school together. I know, this is, yeah.
Stop trying to latch on to me because how cool I am. Stop.
And he was like, yo, we should hang out sometimes. And then he said something about like, he's like, yeah, come by, you know, we can have a smoke. And I was like, I don't do that. Goodbye. Yeah. And I just remembered in my head the words of, what was this fucking guy's name? I can't remember, but that senior who was just like, when you go home, don't fucking talk to anybody. Don't hang out with your loser friends because they're going to be smoking dope and getting their girlfriends pregnant and don't throw your life away type of shit. And I was like, all right, I won't throw my life away. Thank you.
Jeez. Well, shall we?
I guess, yeah.
Fuck Cub Cadets.
Cub Cadet. Thank you so much, Cub Cadet.
I choose so. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Cub Cadet. So I had an issue. We kind of got into this last week. I bought a new fucking lawnmower, and Home Depot absolutely failed me. So I went home, and on the toilet, like a good American that we can buy everything we want on demand now,
Hell.
I bought a Cub Cadet online, only to find out the next morning that they never processed the order, and in fact, they canceled the order. They said, call the customer support line. I called, and it's some motherfucker in India who doesn't even know how to say Cub Cadet.
Wait a second. Here's the true question. What time did you make this purchase, and also how much alcohol did you have?
Zero.
You had zero?
Zero, and I made that purchase at like 8 o'clock at night.
Wow. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna say
not
there
making
have
it.
been like multiple sources of like tons and tons of like different companies that if you go look them up on the internet, if it says is it sponsored? Yeah, sponsors and stuff like that. You got to scroll past that to actually get to the real websites of those things. And people put sponsors, fake ones, of those websites.
Yes.
To get
Yes.
got and stuff like that.
So it was in fact Cub Cadet. It was Cub Cadet because I went straight to Cub Cadet's website. I did confirm. And then Cub Cadet sent me a thing that said, your order's been canceled. And I was like, son of a bitch.
You know the funniest thing is that I don't think I've ever heard of Cub Cadets until you brought it up to me. Because the only thing I know is John Deere, baby.
And what I should have done was gone to Lowe's and bought myself a John Deere.
Yep.
Because this thing rips. Was cheaper than the fucking Cub Cadet and has more horsepower and has more features than the fucking Cub Cadet does. And also, it's not a plastic piece of shit like the Cub. The only thing, and we talked about this, the only thing that's plastic on it is the engine cover, which, whatever.
It's always been like that. My old ones were like that, you know. So it's totally fine. They figure it out. John Deere figure it out and stuff. And they also, a little fun fact too. I had to make sure I looked this up before the podcast. They have a shit ton of satellites up there. They used to be number one for like having the most satellites up in
Numero
space.
uno.
Yeah, but now it's Starlink, of course, and stuff like that. But get this, no, get this. They joined up with Starlink. So now they're using Starlinks too on top of that to help every farm equipment, John Deere ones and stuff like that, like geo-reference exactly where they're at. Because, you know, when you're in farmland and stuff, that ain't no fucking internet fucking anywhere and stuff. So they have to use the satellite to have like a good, you know, track for it and stuff like that. It's like the UAS stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's like legitly like the UAS stuff where you're like, you got to set up the whole entire route pattern for it and stuff like that, and then let that fucker go and stuff.
Yeah.
But you got to be inside this one because that thing can fuck up a lot of things.
I wonder if when they dropped the GBO 57s, the mops,
They use John Deere's.
I wonder if they use John Deere's GPS.
So this is what I was
satellites.
about to look up too. I didn't look up, but maybe I can look it up later. But I think the military use actually some John Deere satellites. And so I wouldn't put it past me too.
Don't fuck with America, because we'll use fucking tractor company satellites to drop 30,000-pound warheads on your fucking nuclear installations, damn it. Yay, yay!
Snaps a can of Skull. No, not Skull. Grizzly.
Oh God!
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, Grizzly? No,
Grizzly.
Copenhagen,
No,
baby.
Grizz, the real man.
Copenhagen
Grizz, dude.
copper cans, baby. Just get a little
So
snap on that, baby.
I'm going to be honest, we digressed really, really hard from the main plot on this one, and we went way far away from baseline. So instead of trying to spend another hour figuring out a good transition, this is the transition. It has to do with Ken Block passing and Leah Block, his daughter, and we talk about that for like the next, 15, 20 minutes. Enjoy.
because he like created a generation of fucking car guys.
That's true. Yeah.
And
Very true.
I remember seeing Ken Block unveil this 93, 92 GT that he built for his daughter, Leah. And as I was scrolling on my feed, they're auctioning it. They're selling it. And I don't know how I feel about that.
I think we got to do a little bit of background information with that, because maybe it could be going towards a good cause, like, you know, maybe a support thing for, you know, their family or something like that. Or it looks like when I looked up Leah Block?
Leah Block, yeah.
Okay, so Leah Block, it looks like she's in racing.
Yes, she is following in her father's footsteps, which is
So
fantastic.
Which involves a lot of money and stuff like that, you know? So it could be something that's like supporting her dreams to go towards that a little bit more and stuff. But
Which, if you're selling the car to fund another car, you are 100% honoring Ken's memory.
Yeah.
100%.
And to be honest, I know, you know, people put a lot of spiritual linkage into certain objects and certain things to really put into like emotional things, but I think it's a little bit more than that. I think it's the fact that, like, you know, you honor that memory always and stuff like that, But if this thing helps you support something else towards like your own dream and stuff like that, I think Ken would be happy about that, you know. If they're just selling it to sell it, that's fucked up.
So I do worry, and this was something that did come out. So actually that was another topic. I didn't put it on the board, but it's related to roadkill because everybody asked what happened to those cars when the show got canceled.
Yeah.
Ken, he left Ford. He was specifically signed to be like Ford as a sponsor, be a spokesperson for Ford. He left Ford. And the moment he left Ford, people were like, where's the Hoonicorn? He never owned the Hoonicorn. That was Ford's car.
Damn. So
and they came by and they went, we're taking that. That is their car. So I wonder, and I would be really mad. I'd call up Jim Farley and be like, who owned Leah's car? Because if a single thing that went into that car was owned by Ford, Ford may have come by and been like,
snatch that shit up. Yeah.
Which
is kind of some shitty things. Which is kind of almost funny too. We're both wearing Ford shirts right now, but that would be some fucked up shit too.
Well, so first off, we're gonna get into it today, and we're gonna rip on Ford a little bit. Jim, you're normally a great fucking guy, so I don't know what the fuck you're doing, James Farley, but all three of the big car manufacturers are gonna get it today because what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
We got into a little bit with Dodge. Thank you, Dodge. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, that was the big one.
Talking about the EV one and stuff.
Well, the EV
I saw one at work.
And then yes.
I did see that electric piece of shit at work and stuff. I did kind of want to check it out and see if there's actually a speaker at the back.
There's a speaker in the back. 100% there's a speaker in the back.
But
Yes.
I also do want to snoop around some kind of big exec's fucking car too.
What the fuck is that, dude? It's you recorded a walrus. But don't worry. Dodge came back and said they did a whole video on it. They were like, "We understand. We know, Jeb. They know when they messed up, and they know how to make corrections. They've heard the people.
Oh.
So we're gonna keep a V8 in all the Dodge Rams, and we're gonna keep a V8. What's their SUV? The Durango? Was it the Durango?
Durango. Yeah, Durango.
We're gonna keep a V8 in the Durango." And everybody in the comment section is like, "There's one more. There's one more car. There's one more car." Put a V8 back in the fucking Challenger, you fucking idiots! And we have this awesome 6-pack of the fucking.
Which is wild that they want to put a 6-pack on like a fucking Challenger, Charger, either of those and stuff like that. You might as well just make it Dodge. You might as well just sell it to Japan, because you want to make who makes better V6s and stuff like that. Japan does.
So to clarify,
Because that's a Japan thing, dude.
I'm
It's 6 cylinders.
I'm not hating on this because, I'm not hating on the engine. I'm not hating on the engine. The inline 6 is a great. To clarify, it's an inline 6 that's in there, and I don't know if it's turbocharged or not. But inline 6s are great work truck engines. They're great work truck engines. Some of the models of the Ranchero had inline 6s in them. Those are bulletproof engines. The fucking Ranger had an inline 6 in it for a little bit. Great engine.
You know what the fucking dude? So I wanted a Ford Ranger, by the way. I really wanted one. But you know what I found from all the newer model ones and stuff like that? They're all the fucking 4-cylinder EcoBoost ones and stuff like that, and it just sucks, dude. Absolutely sucks.
The EcoBoost engine.
I'm not gonna lie. If you drive a truck and it's a fucking 4-cylinder, that's not a truck. You're mostly driving a sedan and a truck body and stuff. And don't tell me, oh, that's the best from both worlds and stuff like that. It's not. Shut the fuck up. Your fuel efficiency, EcoBoost and shit. Fuck that, dude.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know what's in the other Mustang.
What do you mean other Mustang? You mean yours or the other?
In my daily.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's a little inline
Because
four-wheel
one of the
turbo.
other coworkers, the other coworker that we have and stuff that also has a 4-cylinder.
So and the other,
But he's also salty about that because he was like, I actually do want a 6, but I can only afford a 4. but I
no,
want
dude.
that.
So the Cyclone engines.
That's what they're called, Cyclone.
The
engines?
V6 is the Cyclone.
Okay, I'm talking about the 4-cylinders.
So the 4-cylinder is the EcoBoost line. The Cyclones were discontinued because they are terrible engines.
That's all
The
you. I
the
have a
V6 that was in the Mustang prior to the fucking EcoBoost was a terrible engine, so much so that if you did anything, I had a friend who had one. You do anything to that engine, you risk destroying that fucking engine.
Yeah.
The stock EcoBoosts are rated up to. I've personally seen my not the stock like reading on the dash, like an external reader. I've seen the boost gauge on mine go up to like 32 psi. My car, for the little bit that I've done to it, makes a lot of. I think she makes like 390 foot-pound torque at the wheels, 390 or 380 foot-pound torque at the wheels, and 320, 330 horsepower at the wheels. Not at the crank, that's at the wheels. So at the crank, Ford advertises that it makes 310 horsepower and 350, 360 torque.
Yeah.
So that's the little bit that's been done to it out of a little 4-banger. Ford also claims that the block stock is rated to handle up to 30 psi and is rated to handle up to 500 horsepower. So if you blow the engine and it's under 5, and there's been some things out about that people have taken it and been like, it was under 500 horsepower and it eco-boomed. Yes, we know about eco-boom. It happened. They fixed it. My car does not have an issue with eco-boom. Knock on wood. Fuck, now I'm screwed. Damn it! But,
It's not even wood that you knocked on. Now you're extra fucked. Yeah, bite it. Yeah.
fucking engine. Shit!
It's like silver in my oil.
Oh! It comes out chalky and it comes out
Glittery.
glittery.
Wow.
I do check I put a light or I put a magnet next to it every time just to see how fucked I am praying to God. So that's a different story. But I for a while was very worried because I snapped a spark plug off in there and I had to extract shards of ceramic out of my cylinder. But yeah. So Jim Farley had that announcement. It sounds like it wasn't there a comedian that had that name, Jim Farley?
Yeah. John
Farley?
No. Oh, the big guy. Fuck, what's his name, dude? I thought it's John Farley or something.
Chris Farley?
Chris Farley. I
Chris
think that's
Farley.
it. Yeah. Let me look that up. I gotta know. Farley. Yep, Chris Farley. Yep.
Well, I guess Jim is related to Chris Farley because he's a fucking comedian too.
Dude, man, just kind of, all that shit kind of sucks, man. Like, I understand the reason for 4-cylinders is for, I drove a 4-cylinder and that was my fucking Malibu, and now I have a fucking 6-cylinder fucking truck, Colorado. I fucking hate it and stuff like that, but I gotta get back to baseline, man.
Get back to the
I gotta get back to baseline.
interlinked cells.
Cells.
Interlinked cells.
Get back to baseline, get to my fucking 8 and stuff like that. And be
Yeah. So Dodge, Ford, and Chevy. You're nowhere near baseline. So Jim put out a thing that said August 11th, Ford was going to have a Model T moment. If you don't know, he's referring to when Henry Ford, the goated Henry Ford, came up with the assembly line and the mass production of vehicles. You can have, if you want, it's one size fits all, and then you can You want that Model T with a bed? It comes with a bed. You want it with back seats? It comes with back seats. You want it to be a little coupe? It's going to be a little coupe. They rolled on that model for like 50, 60 years until the company was getting their ass kicked by Chevy and Dodge. And Hank the Deuce came in and was like, hey, old man, you're running my father's legacy into the ground. I need to fucking save this company before you ruin it, Grandpa. And then they changed some stuff up and started selling cars that weren't just black. You can have any color you want as long as the color is black. That's a revolutionary thing because cars used to be built like battleships back in the day. It was like one person does everything. Like
They're like steel boats, man.
Yeah.
That's what they were.
But then Ford came along and was like, we're going to revolutionize this and do something called the assembly line. And that changed the fucking world. And Jim Farley came out and said, it's going to be a Model T size moment. And I went,
You sure about that?
I called bullshit. Sure enough, that's exactly what it was. Bullshit. He announced, let's pull it up. Let's see what it was. Interlinked cells. Ford Universal EV Platform. Ford announces $30,000 electric pickup truck built in America. Tap the link. Trump is the fucking president. Drill, baby, drill. What are you talking about? EVs. Biden's gone. Kamala's not the president. Just burn the fucking dinosaurs. They just discovered, I saw a thing, they just discovered that Titan, was that one of Saturn's moons? Titan's got fucking gas and oil on it. They're going to have the Marines pulling security on oil fields on Titan next fucking month. We're going to be bringing freedom to the people of Titan next fucking week.
You know what America does? They just oil? Where?
America, fuck yeah!
Oil. We need it. We need to go get that oil. I mean, bring democracy to Titan. Yeah. Damn it. Okay?
Freedom.
What are you fucking talking about, Universal EV? Are you out of your damn mind?
Dude, I'm still pissed off in the fact that Ford made the Mach-E and stuff that electric piece of shit SUV and stuff that. Don't name it after one of the greatest Mustangs out there, dude. That is bullshit, dude. And that had the same fucking headlights in the backside and stuff that's stupid, dude. I fucking hate that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not upset. I'm not upset that it's an EV. I'm upset that after decades of fighting the people who are like, two-door cars they don't sell. We should get rid of the Mustang and make it a Capri, and then make the Capri a four-door sedan because, as Kyle Rittenhouse said,
4 doors, more whores.
Yeah.
I'm not upset that it's an EV. I'm upset you tried to make the fucking you didn't try to make the Mustang because you didn't, because you're still selling Mustangs. But you took that thing and you put that SUV, you put a fucking running horse on it.
It's so sad.
And do you know what? Do you know what the worst thing was? And
Can it get much worse than that?
It does get much worse than that. So at Ponies in the Smokies in 2023. At Ponies in the Smokies, so they at Ponies in the Smokies they bring out in the convention area.
Does Ford actually sponsor that event?
I don't think Ford directly does, but a lot of like
the company
Summit Racing sponsors it.
I was going to say probably like Ford's dealerships. There we go. Probably.
They do have a dealership. I think Tyndall Roush actually does does give some money to them, but like they have tons of vendors who come out, and sometimes Ford themselves will come out. They have a Mustang for every year. It's impressive. I think I've only been there one time that they were missing a Mustang. Yeah. And usually what they do is the day before they go, I need anybody's fucking car from this year, needs to go in because they can't
Place.
find the very first year for the Fox body. I can't find a 1979. I need a 79, and someone will put it in there. I'm going through, and I'm pretty sure this was 22. I'm going through, and guess what's sitting there in the 2022 or 2023 slot? It's a fucking Mach-E. And I'm standing there. I am standing there with one of the people who runs Ponies in the Smokies, who sits on like the board. And I go, what in the fuck is this? And he's like, yeah, there's just nothing we could do. You know, we had to. And I'm like,
No, you don't.
what do you mean you had to? You sit on the board.
No, you don't have to. You can take that piece of shit out and stuff like that. It's not a fucking Mustang, dude. It's like what I said at the start and stuff like that. Driving a truck with a 4-cylinder. No, it's a sedan that you put a fucking truck body on and stuff. Now, may I go to the next point, by the way? Which
I knew that's what you were teeing up.
I kind of want to go towards it.
Go for it. Since Ford was fucking smoking fucking heroin.
So Chevy got on that same heroin, by the way, and made now the Chevy Camaro EV SUV, which, to be honest, doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look bad, but I also not a Camaro fan, so that's like me saying fuck off and stuff, really. But it doesn't look that bad. Actually, the front end looks like a what's the Lamborghini SUV one? What's that?
Oh, like the Yaris or the I can't remember. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the Lamborghini.
Yeah, wherever the
their SUV.
Yeah, their SUV. It looks very similar to that. Like they almost look like many car companies do, copy and paste a certain car and stuff like that and make another one.
But the problem is that Lamborghini didn't make a SUV and then put the Countach name on it.
Yeah. And also, it's not a fucking EV. It's also got like
a fucking V8.
V12. Yeah, V8, V12. I don't know.
Shit.
Fucking nice, dude. But yeah, they got that shit. And I was like, motherfucker, dude. But it actually doesn't look that bad. I Google searched it right before. And I was okay with it. I was fine with it. But it still kind of pisses me off.
So, first off,
Stop making our muscle cars electric cars. No one wants an electric muscle car. If they want that, they'll buy a fucking Tesla.
I'm going to reiterate. The boomers are trying to say that the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas
wants electric cars.
and the millennials, want electric cars, which might be true.
Not me.
But they're also trying to say that we want SUVs. And Ford literally just put out that. So Ford, that's another big thing. Ford is bringing back the Capri. I believe it's the Capri that's coming back.
Capri.
Ford is bringing back the Capri for a long time. That was like the European-looking Mustang. Was a front-wheel drive car. They're bringing it back. It's only bringing it back in Europe. And Ford put out a thing saying that they've noticed that there seems to be a market demand that they're not meeting for sedans. That's what fucking happens when you get rid of all your fucking sedans. You kill the Taurus, you kill the Fusion, you kill the Focus. Guess what? And then you're sitting there with $30,000 to $40,000 fucking SUVs that no one can fucking afford or want.
You want to know why they're dying from sedans and all that stuff? Is because Toyota, Honda, they all make 10 times better sedans that last fucking years and stuff that everyone else fucking drives. So that's why they're dying out, because they can't fucking compete against the fucking Toyota and all that. The puppet master, by the way, of the Middle East, by the way.
Oh my God!
Entering the Hilux.
You could go to hell. I'm going to Toyota-thon. So Ford sat there and they went, man, we're losing sales on sedans to Toyota, Honda, and Nissan, because it's probably like the kings of fucking sedans.
Yes.
And then instead of going,
because that's all they can drive over there in Japan. Dude, I've been on the roads. They are narrow as shit. They barely can fit a fucking full-size, sedan. They barely can do that. Yeah. That's why you see all those fucking funny-ass, what is it? Are they Hyundai trucks or what?
Oh, the Key trucks.
Yeah, dude.
Key trucks,
Hyundai, fucking sick
Hyundai
as fuck,
Nissan,
dude.
yeah.
I would want one.
I want one. Because dude at work that's got one.
Oh, yeah, I saw him.
It's a right-hand drive with a stick and it's
so
fucking sick,
dude.
dude.
It's sick, dude. But, I digress. It's just bullshit. See, that looks sick as fuck, dude. doesn't that look like the Lamborghini one? Sorry, I'm staring at the
It kind of looks like it.
EV fucking SUV.
But, well, so I think what Chevy will do, because this is obviously an AI concept or graphic concept.
Okay, gotcha.
So they once before did this, where they were like, well, if Ford's going to bring back the Bronco, we're going to bring back the Blazer. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, yes, let's fucking go.
Dude, I actually drove a Chevy Trailblazer before my sister wrecked it. And so that's what it was.
Like a 90s Blazer?
No, it was early 2000s.
I mean, yes, still, that's...
But it's a Trailblazer and stuff.
Yes.
And to be honest,
Yes.
not that bad of a car.
No.
It was actually a pretty solid car for everything that you need to do.
Yeah.
For it. It's like if you're like a
Well,
one baby household. Then
It's
yeah,
because
pretty
it was built on a truck frame. It's not a unibody.
yes.
Probably had a
yes.
V8 in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This
no.
one had V6.
It's still got it's got a beefy V6 in it. Before we decided that fuel economy was something that fucking mattered to us.
It's fucking true, dude.
But so Chevy came out with that and they showed people and people were like, yeah. And then they did a switcheroo and they were like, it's actually going to be on a unibody and it's basically going to be an SUV. It's going to be like a fucking soccer mom car, and instead of the fucking giant truck that the Blazer was.
Oh, dude, you know what I just realized? So I'm looking at the Ford Capri right now.
Yes.
You know, that actually reminds me. The Ford Capri, is like the Chevy Malibu back in the day too.
Kinda,
Because
yeah.
Chevy Malibu used to have like almost like a Camaro, old Camaro
Yes.
body
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And now it's all just straight sedan and stuff like that.
Yeah, because
That's all.
the idea of that is if you're going to invest a ton of money in making a car that might sell 10,000 units.
41,000 euros.
I'm sorry, I don't speak commie. If you're going to invest a car that's going to sell 10,000 units, why not have some interchangeability and sell that car slightly different that'll sell 40,000 units? So I totally get it. Like, yeah, that used to be the good old days of, it's a Mustang, but it's a Capri.
You know what I want to do? I want to sit on some of these board meetings that they have these ideas of, hey, we're actually going to go towards this.
The
This is what
focus
they're looking
groups?
at. Yeah. I just want to listen
Yeah.
to it.
Oh, yeah.
I won't give him any input. I just want to listen to it. To hear the bullshit that is just going around that they're like, this guy from Yale was saying, this
yeah.
is so
Our
much better.
experts.
This is
Our experts.
Yeah, our experts that are so in tune with
Yeah,
our people
well,
nowadays.
the loudest guy there is the gender queer hippie hipster from San Francisco that smells his own farts. He's sitting there going, "Well, what's
Doesn't bathe, by the way. Doesn't bathe and stuff.
No,
like that,
why
'cause
would
doesn't-
he? He
doesn't
smells like
believe in
roses.
that. Yeah, of course.
Well, what's the fuel economy? Shut the fuck up, bitch." So, which goes to another one. Allegedly, we did talk about this on the last pod. I don't know. I haven't heard anything else. Allegedly, the EPA or one of the governmental organizations or agencies that oversees oppressing horsepower and the fun police, are looking at doing away with the fuel economy requirements,
Yeah.
which would be fucking baller as shit.
True.
But hang on, we had breaking news this morning, and I got to go back to it. Fuck, I wonder if I got a picture of it. I have no signal in here.
I'll rant on something, though. You ready for this? I'm also upset on certain vehicles that are really fucking sick. I'm talking about Toyota's, like, fucking Land Cruiser that they won't fucking send over and stuff.
No, why would they?
Or they only send it to Australia. But certain cars, like any of these fucking manufacturers, they won't send to America, which is bullshit. Some of these cars are fucking
No, you're
sick as
wrong.
fuck.
It's not that they won't
Like
send them to America. It's
Hiluxes and stuff like that. Why can't I get a Hilux and stuff like that?
America will not. The Department of
Transportation?
Department of Transportation, Department of Highway Safety,
Yep.
Vehicle Highway Safety, they won't allow it. They doesn't pass. And what's the one thing that the Toyota Hilux is well known for? Is
Durability.
and fuel economy. It's
Yeah.
actually the other thing. So why? We're all worried about fuel economy, but then you won't let cars like that come over here because of some EPA emissions issue. And it's like, really though? Like California's a big one.
Well,
on that.
this. All right, tinfoil hat is on right now. I have it on right now.
Not a conspiracy if it's
not a
true.
conspiracy. It's all about the gas companies, dude. Gas companies like, oh,
100%.
this thing doesn't need to eat up all my gas that I just got and stuff like that. It eats less gas and stuff.
100%.
No, don't allow it in here and stuff like that.
No.
And they'll lobby the whole fucking time and they win. Because guess what? Politicians got their little disgusting little money
Puppeting
balls and that
people,
shit,
yeah,
dude.
of course.
And they're just like,
The
oh,
lobbyists.
how can I make more money off this? And
Yep.
stuff like that. AKA why I hate all politicians, dude. I hate all of them. I don't like any of them. Because it's a bullshit job that I feel like you just get hired on to lie the whole entire time. So,
Well, you get
Hot truth,
you get
tinfoil
hired
hat,
on
back off.
To say one thing and then go, well, we just couldn't do that thing because, and then you lie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you lie.
well, you don't lie. You just rant about something else and try to pick up something else and then talk about that and then never return back to that subject.
sit there fucking screaming about something, and then you and this is why I'm passing a bill here today. Looks at whatever his assistant prepared for him to make sure that in every classroom there's an American flag.
And then you're sitting in the corner going, eggs are $12 a carton, and milk is like $20 a gallon.
Shut up, dog!
Do you hate America? That's why you don't want flags in the classroom?
Then blame it on this thing. Yeah.
Can we put in the bill to also do something about the eggs being fucking $8 a carton?
Shut up!
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
My egg monopoly is going to be crazy right now.
How dare you!
Chicken's going to cost $5,000 a per.
So we do have breaking news. If you have Signal, type in new Corvette.
New core. Give me a second.
Because Chevy hates themselves, because they're run by masochists, and this goes to a larger, broader problem. Corvette released something over this weekend. It is images of, not a concept, not AI art, but it is images of a new Corvette concept car that they built, and it's fucking hideous. It's fucking...
So it is the CXR, the new Corvette CX and CXR Vision Gran Turismo concept and Vision.
Gran Turismo. Really?
Yeah. Who are you making fucking cars for?
Give me a second. You ready? Live react.
Live React.
What the fuck? What is... Dude, so only the rich is going to ever have a Corvette now. Because I thought the Corvette was for poor people to finally own a fucking hypercar or some shit like that. Dude, it actually looks fucking wild, dude.
Well, have fun watching it on TV and watching other people have it. You're a little person.
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
never going to see it.
and then look in here trying to be catty. Sorry, no V8 in here. This time though, the 90 kilowatt hour battery delivers a staggering 2,000. Shut the fuck up.
Who are you building cars for? Off of that point. So off your point, you're not far off with what you said. The Corvette was like, if you made it in America, you could have a Thunderbird or a Corvette, a Ford Thunderbird or a Chevy Corvette. And then as time went on, economies like whatever, those get a little expensive, and richer guys or the only most devout can have them. And Chevy and Ford kicks it off actually. Ford goes, hey, money, bottom line. The newer, the baby boomers, this is when the baby boomers used to be cool. They're getting their licenses and they want to drive cool cars, but they can't afford Corvettes. They can't afford Corvettes and Thunderbirds. Let's make a car that is for the working man, is for the middle class. It's not just for the middle class man, it's for the middle class family. It's got room in the trunk and in the back seats for, well, it's got room in the back seats for kids and room in the trunk for groceries. I was about to say room in the trunk for the kids. Which you know what? Back in the 60s, you could do whatever the hell you want because
It makes it tougher, you know, put them back there.
there weren't no goddamn seatbelts back then. Yeah. So And so that's how that started. Then Chevy responds with the Camaro. You have the Challenger, the Charger come out. All these great cars, and people could afford them. I'm honestly a little bit. I'm not angry at Chevy for making this absolutely disgusting electric car and completely perverting Corvette, because you have Ford over there who's like, instead of really getting into the GT, the Ford GT, not the GT Mustang, let's build the GTD, which was based off of a older GTD that they made back in the 80s, which was specifically a race car. If you're looking around and you're like, I want to buy a GTD, that is a race car, my good son. You don't need one. You just need a GT or something with a snake on it, and that's fine for you. The GTD is a race car. I can't be too mad at it, though, when it's not, the cars are no longer about the car culture. The culture is no longer about the cars. The culture is about status. The culture is about things that it shouldn't be about. It's not about the cars anymore. It's about, look at me, I have this, it's the fucking like, who's a YouTube star out there that's got an expensive ass car or something.
Fucking all of them, dude.
All.
Hey, they all got
Beauty Pie has got a fucking.
I don't know. He's in Japan now. He probably doesn't have anything crazy, unless he's like whipping around like.
Play the Tokyo Drift theme.
Yeah. No, I mean he might be ripping like a, be sick like, a Supra or like, all the '90s like JDM kind of cars and stuff. So
I would love it. Oh, you know what? That's actually a good point. Since I could stop ranting on this. It's just that the culture has changed so much, and these kids are into flashy shit, and the boomers are into flashy shit too, and I think that they're really feeding into this, and they think that this is the direction, but it's just not the direction to people who like. If you are blood, sweat, and tearing over your baby, your project car, you like, who the fuck are you selling this fucking Corvette to, man?
It's just disappointing because the fact is that, that car used to be for more of the people and stuff, and the fact that you can't fucking pay for it now is just like, it's ridiculous. And I understand why, because a lot of people are dumb and people just rip that shit up and stuff like that, and the next thing you know, they crash their fucking cars, aka any fucking young YouTuber, Twitch, or whatever the fucking and stuff, crashing their cars constantly on that shit and stuff. But it's just, it sucks, because the fact is that, all these sick ass cars and sweet cars that, you grow up kind of love and all that stuff, it's like slowly becoming more and more out of reach and stuff. And that's even coming from a guy that is like, I got a good job and everything like that. But it's like so hard to try and get, that dream car, because now you got to wait and build up all that fucking wealth for like fucking 10 years. And the next thing you know, it's going to keep on growing vintage,
Or going to debt.
Or going in debt for that shit and stuff.
When I bought.
There's like a lot of car guys. They all fucking complain that like, they open up their wallets and you just.
Money's gone.
Nothing.
But the money should be gone because you're doing something crazy like putting a fucking $10,000 blower on your fucking absolute drag car. Like, what the fuck? I shouldn't have. So when I bought my Mustang, I bought it for 26 or 23.5, and it was not a GT. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I saw you put that up there. We'll get, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's get that.
It's super sick.
When I bought that car, MSRP was like $25,000 for an EcoBoost, and then MSRP for a GT is like 40, and the GTs were actually selling between like 50 to 60 grand, and they were trying to market the EcoBoosts between 30 and for the higher end trims like 40 grand. And I was like, that's really fucking expensive. The MSRP on the EcoBoosts now is like $35,000 fucking dollars.
God damn.
My EcoBoost is a 2019. That was 6 years ago. It was 7 years ago. Shit. That was 7 years ago. It was not that long ago. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. I feel like we have inflation. We just haven't really, no one's talked about it or seen it and stuff like that. They just kind of been feeling it the whole fucking time and stuff.
Oh, people are feeling it. Right in the ass.
It's just like fucking terrible. But we also live in Florida. And Florida does have like quite a bit of fucking people
I guess.
from everywhere kind of boosting up the fucking cost of living everywhere and stuff. So
It's all these Californians and New Yorkers. Get the fuck out of
yeah.
here. Get out of my state.
Yeah, fucking cue the New York song.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, all these people that we might work with that are from fucking All right, so Jeb has news. Jeb, tell me what
So the old man-
Dodd Constitution
No.
Company.
construction company. All right, shut up. I got it. You ready? Old man's construction company, not his construction company, but the one that he works for and stuff like that, has a logo on one of the NASCARs this weekend.
Yeah, on a cup car or on an Xfinity?
Cup car.
Woo!
Yeah, baby. Big money, baby. It's fucking sick as shit, dude. So I'm going to take a look at it. 7:30 tonight and stuff like that. Saturday night.
7:30 prime time.
Prime
Woo!
time, baby. Woo! And it's in Richmond, by the way. Richmond, Virginia. But, nah, dude, that's pretty sick, dude. I'd like, just
That's
having a
very
logo
sick.
on it is pretty sick and stuff. I'm not going to lie. NASCAR's been having some, like, crazy cool, like, not paint schemes, but skins on their cars and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And they got some really cool
Dude,
ones.
the
every
King
so
of the
often.
Hill one.
Yeah, dude. That was fucking dope as shit, dude. That was cool as fuck.
Did you watch the new season?
No, I have not. And stuff. I did see this clip not too long ago that made me giggle quite a bit. Hank Hill's on the top of the roof, putting up the Christmas lights. And, what's the guy? Old guy, no hair on top and stuff, that wife beater on and stuff.
Oh, Bill.
Bill's on the roof and he's like, I'm just trying to think about jumping off and killing myself.
He's like, Bill, what you doing hanging Christmas lights? He goes, no, I'm thinking about killing myself.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny, dude.
Okay.
That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
So, no, that show kind of reminded me because I rewatched. So my wife is a little bit acoustic, and when she will binge the shit out of
Shows. I
Like,
can't do that, man. I cannot.
I
don't have the
I
attention
can't.
span, so.
I can't because I'm ADHD as fuck. That's probably why we cancel
I
each
am
other
too,
out.
but I don't have the show thing. I can play video games and like fucking zone out and stuff like that, but then I also think, why the fuck am I sitting down for too long?
So for that though, like I do, like if you're allegedly, and this is what I've heard, is if your ADHD is shit, you bounce around from like multiple different things. And I multitask pretty sometimes okay. It depends on my meds. No, I don't take
Dude.
meds. My coffee intake. That's what it is.
When I get on cleaning stuff, like I start cleaning things around the house and stuff, that's when my ADHD sometimes hit. Sometimes it doesn't, and I fucking bounce off, and I'm perfectly fine.
I can't.
But then when I start cleaning things, I get on a roll, and it sucks, dude.
I can't do. I suck at cleaning things because I get distracted, and then I'm like, you know what? I should move this box. You know what? Why don't I just put the whole bed together in this other room? What the fuck was I even out here in the garage for? The car is running. My wife's waiting for me to go to dinner with her. What the fuck am I doing? So like, but no, she's acoustic as fuck because we'll sit down and I'll be like, honey, it'll be 3 a.m. and I'll be like, honey, can we not hell dive for the fucking 40th time today? And she'll be like, but we haven't played for that long. And I'll be like, we've dropped on the same map 16 times in the past 5 hours.
Dude.
Please, for the love of God, stop.
Let me talk about Helldivers real fast. Dude, the crossover to Xbox now? That's sick as fuck, man.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you serious right now?
Yes, Helldivers now
They finally
going
did it?
to Xbox.
Ha!
And guess what? They're also doing some ODST shit too, because that's
No,
the
they're
original
not.
Helldivers, by the way. and they're
The
doing
original
like
Helldivers is Starship Troopers. Let's get something really clear here.
didn't watch it, don't care. I'm
Didn't watch it, don't care, don't give a fuck.
ODST is so much fucking better because, dude, that game, the ambiance, the rain coming down, the beautiful saxophone playing and stuff like that, dude, that's cinema right there, dude. That's cinema.
Is this for real? We can't put out fake news.
No, this is real.
Fake
This is
news.
real.
It's not real.
Dude, look at all
Oh,
the
fuck,
subdivers.
I
I mean, not
I really-
subdivers. Is that something on Reddit? I don't know.
Yes.
Helldivers.
Yes.
Is it
It's the subdivers. Yeah, that's the Helldivers subreddit.
I actually just said that, and I was like, that actually sounds like a great kind of like Reddit thing. If I was on Reddit, I'm not on Reddit.
I'm not on Reddit.
Never on
either.
Reddit.
I'm not on Reddit. Yeah. Interlinked.
So,
Interlinked.
sell.
Interlinked.
By the way, if anyone knows what we're saying when we say interlink and cells, we're talking about the Blade Runner 2047 part where Ryan Gosling's like staring at this white fucking camera, and it's just like resetting his baseline because he's a what is
He's
it
a
called?
replicant.
And he's a replicant, and he's trying to go back to baseline because this is how they don't give them the emotional appeal. By the way,
So-
or emotional. Anything emotional.
They make sure that the machines aren't becoming like sentient.
Yes.
Yeah, but they remain the slaves to the humans.
Mind you, by the way, I will say this flat out. That is my favorite movie of all time, by the way. I love that movie.
So, the thing he's reading from
Yeah.
is a poem, and it has to go along with when you were in school. Did you have to read shit from iRobot?
No.
Damn it! So iRobot the movie is not like
The one with Will Smith?
yeah, it's not the same as the book. The book is by Isaac Asimov, and it is
I didn't know it
a
was a book, dude. That's cool.
it is a book. It is.
You see how much I read, by the way.
It is a book. So similarly to the way they fucked up Starship Troopers, which is probably the greatest book I've ever fucking listened to, not read because I can't read. Which people would know from the Antihero podcast, which I proclaim to everyone that I can't read. Gotta throw that back in there for him. So Isaac Asimov, this was back in like the 50s or 40s, back when sci-fi's really starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
And people are like, machine. Where did this come from? I don't know. The people are like, machines. What if there were robots that we? So that goes along with that idea from Aliens. God creates us. We create machines. What do machines create? But this was the infancy of
Interesting.
God created us. We create. What do we create? We create machines. We create the machines. So
Interesting.
it is a culmination, and people in like a lot of stuff in like Rick and Morty makes some comments on.
That is some AI racist accusatory Isaac Asimov bullshit right there.
Isaac Asimov was way beyond his time because he proposed that there were 3 laws, and I can't remember off the top of my head, and we don't have signal. That there were 3 laws that a robot must follow. One, if I recall correctly, was the machine had to follow the orders or instructions of humans. One of the other ones was could not harm humans. And I think the third one was you could not, rule 1 and 2 could not conflict each other. So if a human ordered a robot to harm another human,
Cancel.
it canceled it out.
Yeah.
If you read the whole book, which is this collection, dude was brilliant, collection of stories that he came up with before robots exist, before like the infancy of computers.
Yeah.
He basically outlines the slippery slope of if we create machines, robots. These 3 laws that he lists, how long do you think it is before they figure out? Each one of his stories is literally stories about robots harming humans or going crazy and not going crazy.
Terminator.
But yes, it's Terminator type shit. Isaac Asimov is the father of all things AI taking over. If you go read that book, that is the story of
humanity knowing that in the next 70 years of development and creation of AI and robots and stuff, that's how we fuck ourselves.
I gotta read this now.
It is a fantastic. It was the only thing
I say read this, but it's really going to be an audio.
Audio book. Yeah, of course. Can't find it. It is the only book that I had to read for school, other than Brave New World, that I had to read for school that I was like, this is fascinating shit.
Well, I had to read fucking Ender Games and stuff, like all the other bullshit and stuff.
I don't like Ender Games.
Yeah, all this shit is bullshit. Speaking of robot AIs, I wrote this down on the board because I want to remind myself. I saw this snippet, this short on YouTube that talked about Elon Musk and more of the grander plan that he's trying to get at, which
The final solution.
Not what?
What? You said that, not me. You talk.
No.
So, anyways,
So-
Elon, Nazi. Okay, so
Interlink
cells, interlinked. Final solution, interlinked cells.
Thing with Elon and this YouTube short, some guy was talking about how actually brilliant Elon is right now for doing this, is that he's actually setting us up to give us support on Mars. And he lays it out as like, oh, he's building rocket ships so he can get to Mars. But the reason why he's doing that is that he's also developing EV cars because there's no fossil fuels on Mars and stuff. Not that we know of and stuff. That no fossil fuels on
Well,
Mars
if
and
we
stuff.
knew that there were fossil fuels on Mars,
We would have sniffed that shit out and been and then get going. But
bringing freedom and democracy to Mars.
That's what you should do for that thing. It's just like just all the American things and stuff. Anyway, so
Kevin James.
so you know, he's got the electric cars because we don't have fossil fuels on Mars and stuff. So we need something that will be able to run and everything like that. And the fact that you can't bring a shit ton of people over there and stuff like that, so he's building up robots and stuff like that to be able to help facilitate helping out the humans that are there and stuff like that. But then how are you going to command all these things at once? So he's building Neuralink and like this AI development to also help out like the whole entire massive and stuff, making all those things and stuff. So it's like he's slowly setting up, not for him, because I don't think he's going to live long enough for this, but for the next generation after him to start really taking the chance at Mars to be able to colonize it and start really circulating some population, you know, all that good stuff towards that.
All right, so fine. Let's get into it. Tinfoil hats on, because we still have beers left.
All right,
Tinfoil's hats on. Do you think Elon Musk desires immortality, like that one dude who's a fucking vampire?
I mean, Walt Disney is already in more.
Well, yes,
like,
we know.
Mortality.
Yes.
I mean, he's frozen somewhere, right?
So actually, let me
It's like Futurama.
Let me
with the head and stuff. That
yeah,
Richard Nixon's out there.
let me big brain you real quick. Walt Disney's that's so dumb. Walt Disney's not frozen underneath Magic Kingdom or something. That's the dumbest shit. Only schizo conspiracy theorists think like that. Walt Disney, his consciousness was downloaded into, so he was frozen for a while. His consciousness was downloaded into a clone. When the Nazis built the moon base,
I'm interested, and I think everybody is interested in the 3 laws of robotics. Could you explain those?
Well, back in 1939, I began writing robot stories. And by the time I'd written 2 and 3, there was a pattern in these stories which John Campbell, the editor of Astounding Science Fiction and my literary father, pointed out to me. He said I was having my robots behave as though they were guided by 3 laws. The first law was that a robot couldn't hurt a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. The second law was that a robot had to obey orders given it by human beings, provided that didn't conflict with the first law. And the third law was that a robot had to protect its own existence, except where that would conflict with the first 2 laws. And after that, I always used them, and the stories evolved out of those three laws, out of the mutual contradictions, out of the ambivalences, the incongruities, and so on. And
Well, the interesting thing is that scientists say that when robots are built, that they may be built according to these laws, and also that almost all science fiction writers have adopted them as well in their stories.
That's true about the science fiction writers adopting them. They are not taken for granted. No writer actually quotes them except myself. But the readers are so used to it now that they know it and they take it for granted. And somebody writing in an architectural journal pointed out that these laws hold for tools generally. Number one, a tool must be safe to use. And two, provided it is safe to use, it's got to do what you want it to do. And third, provided it is safe to use and it does what you want to, it's got to last.
But could your three laws of robotics be overloaded on the side of humanism? There are those who believe that the machines we create are going to be Frankensteins.
Well, of course, the three laws of robotics were originally invented by me in order to avoid the Frankenstein motive, because before I wrote my stories, most robot stories were filled with this Frankenstein bit about the robot destroying its creator. There are some things that men were not meant to know. However, having worked with the three laws for 35 years practically, I was asked to write a robot story to end all robot stories. So I wrote one in which robots became so intelligent that by any reasonable definition, they defined themselves as human beings, you see. So that now the three laws of robotics became the three laws of humanics. And we're right back to the Frankenstein motif. I received letters from readers saying, does this mean you're never going to write any more robot stories? And I wrote back saying, don't worry, if I think of a good robot story, I'll write it anyway.
All right, who invited the trans nerd Discord mod on the couch? Fuck you. Ah!